re-record. Today, we're going to talk about beliefs. We're going to talk a little bit about how your beliefs can either create a barrier or a breakthrough. I had something kind of cool happen this morning and I want to share it with you. Before I get too busy, I want to tell you I am Jennifer Kelly. I am the creative genius behind Elephant Sandwich. And today I was watching one of my mentors, if you will. Um, she is a business coach and I follow her on Facebook. She does a lot of live videos and I've taken a couple of her courses. I've found her really helpful. And today she was talking about goal setting and intentions and I hear that kind of stuff a lot and it was a really good talk, but there was something that she said just in passing about our beliefs and how they either um, make things a lot more difficult for us in business, or they make things a lot easier and a lot more clear in business for us. And for some reason, I've listened to so much stuff on mindset, but for some reason, when she said the word belief rather than mindset, it opened my mind a little bit and I could hear it in a way I could not hear it before. And so I wanted to just talk for a minute about our beliefs in business and how they either create barriers or breakthroughs. I'm going to talk about myself. What I find so goofy about the fact that this really struck me this morning, like, oh, I'm making this really difficult for myself because I have had this exact same breakthrough about my belief system a long time ago, like almost 30 years, 28 years ago. I had this breakthrough about my belief system. And at that time, what I was taking a look at was this idea of spirituality um was there this, mean and scary God? And when I believed there was a punishing God, what I saw was punishment. I saw my mistakes and here's where I got what I had coming for me. And when I shifted this belief into a God of love and abundance and forgiveness and grace, my entire I mean like my whole world changed because I was no longer seeking this scary thing. And I stopped finding it. And so I've had this aha before, but I'd never looked at it where my business was concerned. Um and so today, as she was just in passing talking about our belief system surrounding our business, she gave an example about, if I believe that it's going to be really hard to sell people on the packages that I offer, and, people are really concerned about money, and I'm going to get a lot of pushback. If that's what I believe, then I enter into the conversation uncertain. And I enter into the conversation prepared to maybe have to make a deal. Um, and and that is it's my beliefs are conveyed. They're absolutely going to be conveyed in the way that I carry myself, in the way that I talk about what I'm doing, in the way that I present the value of the services that I offer, in how sure and certain I am or not. And so as she's talking about this, I'm like, huh. And then she flips it and says, okay, if I believe that the services that I offer provided an outstanding value for my clients and customers, if I believe and understand that there are more clients out there looking for what I do the way that I do it, then I could possibly help. If I know that, I am if I am comfortable and confident in the fact that I am a woman of integrity, that I deliver what I promise I will deliver, that I go above and beyond, that I'm easy to work with, that the value is absolutely there, then When I enter into a conversation about what I do and about what I offer and about what I charge, when there is some pushback on, "Well, I mean, I like you and I'd love to work with you, but dot, 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 could you do better?" I'm really that wasn't the price point I was thinking about. How will I respond to that if my core belief is, "This is a great value. This is a great value at what I charge." And there are plenty of people who are looking for this, who are ideal clients and customers who will completely buy into the value is there and she gets what I'm about and she's going to do a good job for me. Would I save a space for somebody who wants to work part-time and pay half of what I charge? And for some reason, as she was talking about those beliefs dictating rather than mindset, but straight up my beliefs about my business, creating barriers or breakthroughs, something just clicked in a way that I hadn't made that connection before. And one of the things that she suggested was to write out your belief system about your business, put it right in front of your face, and start letting that guide the decisions you make in your business. If you believe that growth is inevitable, if you believe the value is there, if you believe there are people looking for you and they're excited to hear about what you offer, you're not gonna show up tentative, you're not going to show up unsure, you're gonna be as excited as they're gonna be when they figure out they found what they're looking for. They have found the solution to the problem that you solve. And so, I'm listening to that, and first off, I'm grabbing a journal because it's time to do some writing about my belief system surrounding my business. But there were also a couple of things that I have been sort of, about. You know, I have talked earlier this week and will continue to talk about Elephant Sandwich is going to expand our services. We're going to begin doing some other things. There may well be some new team members coming on board. Um, I'm so excited and I'm a little intimidated about that. I'm not going to lie. Anytime you're doing something new, it's awkward. It's like learning to dance. I feel really clumsy. There's a lot of things that I'm going to have to learn, and I'm going to get to learn. Let me change that up. And I love learning new things. That's the thing I kind of forget about when I let fear talk to me. I am endlessly curious. Anybody who knows me knows I get when I start diving in, I dive in all the way. So, um, but there were some things that were kind of intimidating, and I'm going to talk to you just briefly. I'm going to give you an illustration about how this changing my belief changes my actions and creates either a barrier or a breakthrough. I have. I love online banking. I think it is the most gorgeous thing ever because I will walk around with a check in my purse for a ridiculous amount of time before I will make it to the bank. And yet, a long time ago, months and months and months and months and months ago, my bank account, my personal account, I got locked out of it on my app and online. And I didn't do anything about that. Like, it told me to call an 800 number, and it was not a good day, I'm sure, and I didn't call the 1-800 number, and and so, for months and months and months and months and months and months and months, I have had to Little House on the Prairie it and drive all the way to the bank every time I wanna check my balance, every time I wanna deposit something. I mean, it's just a super, super inconvenient, y'all. I mean, it is all the way at Coint and 121. I mean, 3 miles, 5 miles, it's ridiculous, how far it is to my bank. But I wouldn't make the dang phone call because I have this belief of I'm going to be on hold forever and 4 years, and then they're going to want to know all this stuff I don't know. And I'm going to get aggravated. I always get aggravated. And then I'm snippy with the person on the phone who has nothing to do with why this app doesn't work. And I take that belief and just roll on with it endlessly. Does anybody else do this? Like you catastrophize a little tiny thing? Good gravy. So today, actually, the bank called me to talk about something different about my business account and could they loan me money? And I mentioned that my personal account wasn't working. They, of course, give me the same 1-800 number that I had before. I do anyway, I'm fresh off the big aha with the belief system thing. And I just tell myself, this is not a big deal. Call the 1-800 number. So I call it, I put it on speaker, I lay my phone down because, yes, they told me it was going to be a minute, and it was much more than a minute before somebody got on the phone with me. Um, but once I got somebody on the phone, they literally asked me like 3 questions and they clicked something and my bank app works again. I mean, there was nothing complicated about that. But the whole time I was on hold, I was like, this is just not a big deal. You can do other things while you're waiting. And I just kind of did that self-talk thing where uh, this is not going to be a big deal. And when I decided it's not going to be a big deal, it really was embarrassingly not. So coming off that big win, I decided I was going to rebuild my website when I decided I was going to start kind of expanding the services that Elephant Sandwich offers. But I got really annoyed with the people who were hosting my old blog site. I was paying way too much, and every month it seemed like they wanted me to pay for something more on a site that really wasn't doing me a whole goo gob of good. And so I knew I wanted to change several things, and that was going to involve dealing with 3 or more websites and entities and layers of stuff and the domain and just talking about it, I can feel my blood pressure going, I don't wanna because here's the belief. The belief is this is gonna get complicated. I'm gonna get over my head. I'm not patient with stuff like this. What if I can't figure it out? Now I've canceled the other thing. I took it all down in a fit of throwing a fit, and now I don't have a website, which really kind of affects whether people think you're a real thing or not. So I start working on the beliefs. I start working on the beliefs while I'm checking all this stuff out. I compare 3 different things. I decide here, this is the thing I'm most comfortable with. Then I'm trying to change the domain. That gets frustrating. I have to stop. I have to go back. I have to think about my belief of surrounding this. And my belief is I am smart and I am creative. I am a really good researcher and I know how to ask for help. That fourth one, we're going to work on that because I spend way too long trying to figure things out when there's a chat feature with somebody sitting there waiting to help. And so on 3 different websites, I used chat 3 different times, but I accomplished what I set out to accomplish today, and I reinforced the belief that I am capable, I'm creative, I'm a really good researcher, and I can ask for help. And so I start reaffirming these beliefs, and the more that you act on those beliefs, the belief will shift into absolute faith. Faith that you're gonna be able to do what needs to be done. Faith that the right people are looking for your business and are not gonna balk at what you charge, are gonna see the value in what you bring to the table. So, that's my experience. I am going to do some more writing on the belief system surrounding my business, and I think it would be helpful if you check that out too. And if you took a look at where your beliefs are creating barriers and where they have created breakthroughs, maybe it's not even with your business that you need to take a look at your belief system. Maybe it's surrounding parenting. Do you have a belief that other parents are far more capable and calm and whatever. Um, Maybe you need to change that belief system into there are absolutely no perfect parents. But I love my kids, I know my kids, and I connect with my kids every single day, and start really working on shifting those beliefs surrounding your parenting. Maybe the beliefs that need some challenging are in your personal life, your dating life. When I first started trying online dating, which was long before Big Daddy and I connected. I had a great experience with online dating. Now, I did not meet him on online dating, but I needed to find out and figure out that I didn't have to trick or treat for someone who would want to spend time with me. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I got on one of the sites and I know I'm not a goddess. Don't tell Big Daddy. But there were plenty of people who were interested in getting to know me, and every time it would happen, it was so funny. Now it's funny to me, because I was just not swimming in any self-esteem, but every time there was a message that somebody wanted to talk to me or whatever, I would go, "Oh my gosh, someone's interested." You know? And that was I sort of had an aha surrounding that because it was like, well, Jennifer, in the real world, you don't seem to have a lot of trouble making friends. You're fun to be around. People like you. Why do you think in dating this is something different? And so once I expanded those beliefs, I really was looking for a connection rather than will somebody like me? Will somebody like me? It really kind of shifted from do I like you to, from oh please like me to let's see how I feel about this. And it's a pretty cool shift. So, examining our beliefs and really taking a look at writing those things down and then starting to take action based on those beliefs, then those beliefs shift to absolute faith, to an unshaking knowledge that everything is the way it is supposed to be and it's all working for my good. So, I hope that's helpful to somebody. I can't wait to hear how this works out for you. Please leave a comment if something that you heard today is helpful to you or rocked your world or is making you look at or think about something a little bit differently. I'd love to hear about it. I'll be back again soon. Can't wait to talk to you. Have a great day, and I will see you again maybe tomorrow.